Wait, I kind of want to put socks on.
Okay, go put them on.
You gonna bring me socks? No.
I just put these on. These are clean.
I know, but I want socks that match my outfit.
You don't want mine?
She is such a diva. I can't work with her.
I need like fun socks.
She don't need no fun socks.
I do. Can you go look at my drawer, please?
You ready?
Okay, yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Girly Chronicles. Yes.
All right, welcome to episode 3.
Whoop whoop.
Yes. What are we talking about? We're talking about pop culture and music. Jazz is going to lead this discussion because this is kind of her area of expertise, I feel.
We have like our notes over there. I can't see at all.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
All I see is just a white screen, you guys. Can't see those words. I'm like trying to figure out what it says.
I need to make it like 50.
No, I still can't
60.
see. Like the eye test.
Can you see this?
Okay, do a little more. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, now I can see it.
Can you see?
Yeah. What's it on?
What do you mean?
What's it on? What's the percentage?
The percentage?
Yeah, like how much did you have to zoom?
67.
Oh.
The font size?
Oh.
Girl. You need glasses.
They are coming. I have to get them this week, actually. Factually.
Okay, so...
Okay, you guys. We're all kind of messy. We all enjoy a good pop culture moment. Pop culture is for the girls who don't have any drama going on in their lives, so they live vicariously through other people.
Yes, dude, yes. Yeah, I have no drama.
Nope.
Whenever they texted about the wedding invitation in the group chat, I was like, this is the most drama I've had in like months.
And I don't even know any of these people, so I'm just like an outsider. Well, I remember the guy, not the girl. Like, because I think she was a year after. Like, she didn't.
Yeah, you might have been gone.
Yeah, I was gone, baby, gone. So I didn't have like any relation. And sometimes when they bring up things in the group chat, they've lived a whole nother life without me that I don't know about. So they'll bring up things and I'm just like silent because I'm like, I'm not remembering these moments, but that's okay.
Okay,
Anyways, that was a long intro. Back on topic. So okay, of course, today's topic is pop culture. We've introduced ourselves. We had a time the last 2 weeks. We're back and ready to just be messy. And so our first topic, the controversial man that he is, we're going to talk about Kanye West. Here recently, the Grammys just took place.
I haven't been recording this whole time.
Girl!
On my phone.
Gosh, girl.
On my phone.
This is so good. Oh, no!
Wait, but it's okay because I'll have the audio from this, from the video.
Yeah. It's fine. So, of course, we have to talk about Kanye West when we talk about pop culture because that man just does a lot, okay? So, me and Maya kind of had this discussion before we started filming about this young man.
This young man, he's like 50.
Ooh! Not even 50 and he acted like that. Okay, so that old dude. So the old dude, he's doing his little fits, it feels like, because the Grammys just happened. We saw what took place with his wife. Basically looking
Okay,
like
tell us, for those who don't know or don't remember.
Oh, okay. For
Didn't
those of
see
you
it.
who actually have lives,
Those of you at
and
home.
don't live chronically online.
Right.
So recently the Grammys just took place. Kanye West made an appearance at the Grammys. Did not have an invite. Did not have any submission for the Grammys. Like, he was just there to crash, I guess. Like, just to show up.
They let him in or what?
I don't know how it works. Unfortunately, I haven't got to that circle yet.
You don't know the security situation?
So I don't know if it's like just walk up and like come to the carpet, or like if it's like.
Or do you think is it like because he's Kanye West?
I'm sure it's because he's Kanye West. Like,
right, maybe.
if people see his face and they're like, "Oh, he's important. He must be allowed to be here." Like, let him in.
Maybe they didn't know he wasn't invited.
Oh yeah.
Do you have to like show your invitation?
I think that there are like certain steps that take place, because I have seen those like little those faces of like who, like, because they do assigned seating and stuff like that in those bigger arenas for like the celebrities, which that must be awkward, because what if you're sitting next to somebody that's like not a personality, like they're really boring. But anyways, so they have face charts for people that are supposed to be there.
Hold your mic closer.
That are supposed to be there. But I don't know if he just assumed that they were going to move. It's like if I showed up to your wedding, I told you I wasn't coming, then decided to come, but you had already had like your charting done.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I'm standing in the corner like a hooker.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They do have like assigned seating whenever they go inside.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So anyways, get to the carpet. It looks like she says something to him. Of course, I'm not the lip reading lady on TikTok, so I don't know what she says.
Oh, but no, I did see the video. She
looks scared for her life.
Dang, I wish I could pull it up right now like that,
Does it show?
because oh yeah, because we're recording on my phone. But yeah, I did see the lip reading video, and I kind of I forgot what she said exactly, but
It looks like she was saying like, I don't want to do this. Like, it felt energetically
no,
wrong.
she was like, are you sure right now? I think is kind of what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, let's unpack this,
Yeah.
right? Like, because I've seen other people talk about it, we're kind of late at this point.
Yeah.
But whatever, who cares?
Sorry, guys. But we're on it now.
Yeah. It's just so weird for him to like parade her around like that. Like they
an
were
object.
saying, yeah, they were saying how like he wants to make a point. He wants to be that like misunderstood genius, like
Yeah.
but it's like it was that they were like, if he really wanted to prove a point, he would have been naked and
Yeah.
not her.
Yeah.
She would have been like, if he wanted to prove a point, she would have been fucking walking him like a dog. Like, he would have been in a collar and a leash.
Yeah.
Like, that would have made a point.
Yeah.
But no, he didn't do that. He used her.
Right.
And it's not making a point. It's making a bad point. And then we think about North, right? We think about his 4 children that he has.
Yes.
We see I don't know what happened on Twitter because I don't have Twitter. I deleted that because fuck Elon Musk.
And I'm just a grandma. Oh, no. Actually, okay, I'm kind of up and up on the topics, and I'm kind of like well-versed in like pop culture and like everything online. But really, I've just never understood Twitter because
I used to love Twitter, dude.
Yeah.
I'm heartbroken because Twitter was my jam. Like, I loved Twitter, and whenever Elon Musk bought it, it sucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to delete this because it doesn't even bring me joy anymore.
Okay, so what about it doesn't bring you joy? Like,
The algorithm. You could see the algorithm changed so much. It was so bad. And he literally, I had to block him because he literally forced himself. Yes, he forced himself onto everyone's timeline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of that man, which I know we said we're going to keep this to pop culture music.
But Elon Musk is relevant. I mean,
yeah.
God.
Did you see the White House incident?
That's what I wrote about on my Substack.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So follow me on Substack. But that's what I wrote about. Literally, it's titled "I Do Not Trust Elon Musk."
Right.
That was the weirdest. Oh my God.
Yes.
What?
And what? The body language in this like, I don't know, like, interview.
It was insane. It was insane. Okay, let's list off the things that were insane.
Yeah.
The T-shirt, the hat, the child. Why
was that boy there? Yes. And then somebody was like, he said, "You're not the president." He told Donald Trump that.
Yes.
And people are like, kids repeat what they've heard.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, why? The one time you don't want to talk, Donald. The one time you don't have that big dog energy, you letting somebody speak for you. Why is he running it?
Why is he using the child as a prop? Like,
Yeah.
what is that? What is that? And then I saw an article where Grimes was quoted saying that she didn't know that he was gonna bring him to that meeting.
Oh, so he just did it without.
I don't trust him. I do not trust him.
Yeah.
He's evil and scary.
I'm not gonna lie, something about him doesn't feel real. Every time I see him, he looks very robotic.
He looks like an AI robot. Like,
his eyes are always rolling, and I'm just like,
he's
are we looking at Pal?
like how the lizards blink where they like
Yes.
close.
I'm scared of you, actually. Actually, I'm really terrified.
Okay, that was our little Elon tangent. Back to Kanye.
Back to Kanye.
Oh, so
Same
tell
family.
us. Okay, so I was saying how like the whole thing about him using Bianca and then North, and then so tell us what you saw on Twitter. What did he say to North or whatever?
Oh, okay. So I don't know because I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't really do like. I was having a conversation, right?
Okay, so tell us what you know.
So my sister was like, "Did you see the tweets?"
Oh.
But I'm not. I don't use Twitter. So
okay. So she saw the tweet.
yes.
So,
he
we
was
should call.
basically-
So we should call her.
Oh yeah, that's our source.
Yeah.
So she was basically talking about how he was just like, F North. Like, I was like, your daughter? Why would you say that to your daughter?
Yeah. Why did he say that?
I don't know. I honestly, I keep trying to piece together what it is that Kanye is like.
Someone comment below and tell us.
Because honestly, okay, when he said that comment about the slaves a couple of years ago, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, because really think about it, right?
Jazz is actually going to defend Kanye.
No, I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
Because when he did that White Lives Matter, I was like, I mean, I'm not saying like lives don't matter. I'm just saying, what was the point of doing that? Like, I'm trying to understand, because I think that's what we do, like as readers, like try to look for the meaning within messages and like just.
I do, okay, with the slave comment, I do understand what you're saying about how we could understand what he was saying.
Yes.
I get it, because obviously they were so in fear and so brainwashed in a way, and religion had some part to do with that. Like, it's like, why didn't they revolt sooner? You know, why didn't they realize that they were the majority at that point?
Yes.
They were the majority of the body, the population, the labor.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm not negating that.
Right.
But they hadn't been broken, like mentally and physically. But just saying that people are sometimes scared of the unknown, you know, in a lot of ways. And I think that's what it really came down to. They didn't know what was on the other side of freedom. And, you know, people can be like, well, they would have died had they had gone out and like wanted their freedom, but they were dying anyway.
Right.
So I feel like, sometimes it's scarier to take the jump, because in captivity, we kind of know like that. We're familiar with that. It's kind of like what us right now in this day and age. Like, we're safe in our 9-to-5 jobs.
Mm-hmm. And people have even equated that to like slavery and like that mindset of like being forced to work 40 hours a week to make a living, you know?
Yeah, and I think in a lot of ways, in their situation, which I'm not saying it was an easy situation to have, but it's kind of like somebody sitting and being like, oh, like, I'm waiting for God to deliver me from this evil, but you know, he gives the sower of the seed. You know, you have to put into action what it is that you're trying to bring about. And if you're just screaming at the sky asking for rain. It's not going to come. You have to put in work. And anyways, yeah, that was off topic, but that's kind of like,
Yeah.
I have understood what he has said in the past, but right now in this moment in time with Mr. West,
But I think it's important to recognize his phases, honestly.
yeah,
Like, because, yeah, he went from Bush hates black people to now, like, haha, peddling swastikas. Like,
yeah.
so, yeah, okay, go on with your
Okay, so
defending West.
no, I'm not defending that man. No. Okay, so after this Grammy situation takes place, you would think somebody with common sense would be like, okay, let's lay low, like let's take a chill pill, because I actually should care about how people view me, because that is my character at the end of the day. That's on the line. So flash forward like 2 weeks, Super Bowl gets here. During the Super Bowl, like, it's one of the most watched events, right? So to have a commercial slot is like a coveted thing. People will spend bukus of money to get this slot, right? So I don't know what this man has spent to generate this commercial that he did. But basically it's a commercial of him at a dentist's office getting like a cleaning or something like that. And he's basically shouting out his brand Yeezy. And then when you go, you click the link, it takes you to his website, but listed on the website are like t-shirts with swastikas on there. And I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. Like, I feel like people kind of make the excuse for him that his mom passed away. He's never been right since that.
Oh my god, yeah, they always.
But
The white boys love that excuse.
yeah, but there was a comedian that came out and said people's parents die all the time. That's not an excuse to be a terrible person. Like, you can't be awful just because something bad happened to you, which is so true.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kanye, the man that you are, we're scared of you.
Kanye. All right. I have nothing left to say about Kanye because
Same.
I don't want to talk about him too much.
He already has enough clout.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. All right, next.
All right.
Wait, can I introduce?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce.
Yo, we love Beyonce. We stand Beyonce over here.
Yeah, I mean,
that lady, what a star. Miss Giselle, love you, girl.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I've always liked Beyonce. People will say she's overrated. I mean,
there's only one group of people saying that, though.
Who? Name them.
Okay, because this is what I want to talk about, because this lady, she produces such quality work and such quality performances. She's artists' favorite artist. Like, anytime she's online, it's like people can't fathom why she's getting these awards. And I'm like, what do you mean? she's got talent. She's a star. But it feels like a lot of the times it's just forced hatred. Like, when you talk to some of these people about Beyonce, they don't even have like legit reasons why they don't like her. It's more, I think what happens is it's a projection thing, right? You have somebody that holds themselves to a standard, right? They deliver quality identity, quality person. You can associate luxury with who she is as a person. And for some reason, people are just like, I'm disgusted by you. Like, you had to have been a part of some evil operation in order to bring this about, which it's always so funny whenever Black excellence is in the conversation, I feel like, because it's always turned into like witchcraft for some reason. It's unfathomable that these people have this extreme talent in some sort of way, you know? And so every single person that I feel like I come into contact with that doesn't like Beyonce, it's never because she's not talented. It's always because she's a part of the Illuminati. And I'm like, who told you this? How do you know that? And why aren't actual like people that are doing evil in the world in that conversation? Like Mr. Musk, that is a multi-billionaire. That is literally profiting off of people's despair. But he's not in the conversation.
Honestly.
It's so weird.
And it's so obviously misogynist, racist, like, exactly. She does work hard. She is talented.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen or heard a Beyonce song that I don't like.
Yeah, and I think it would be different too if she had like a mean girl image, like was nasty. But when she's like hard and assertive, it's more so like she's assertive about like the quality of work that she wants to produce. Mm-hmm. That's it. And that's not being mean. That's just having standards. Like that's saying just because you accept so-and-so singing off key, skipping around, doing the bare minimum, that doesn't mean I have to do that. Like if my name's in the conversation, it will be associated with greatness.
Yeah. Sorry.
Our kids. Hey guys, settle down. Moms are working.
They're distracting me.
But yeah, I guess kind of talking about like the Beyonce conversation, and something I think about a lot is like how white mediocrity is like kind of celebrated in some ways.
Yeah, then you think about like Taylor Swift. No, let's think about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not bad. I'm not saying she doesn't have talent.
Yeah. No, songwriter for sure. Like,
yes.
Beautiful gowns.
For sure.
Beautiful gowns.
Yeah, I mean, but when you look at production, okay, let's talk about production.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm a dancer. I like to see someone dance. That's what I'm gonna pay attention to.
Right.
And Beyonce can do it all. She can sing and dance and act.
Yeah.
Like, she's a triple threat.
Yes.
For me, Taylor Swift is not a triple threat.
It's like, okay, because even with like Rihanna has her own thing that's way different from what Beyonce does.
Yeah.
But it's almost like in this day and age, to be a person of color, it's like you have to be like, there's not ever, I could not, we would not have a Beyonce if she just skipped back and forth on stage with her.
You have to be twice as good.
Yeah, with her auto-tune, singing with a really loud backing track. Like that would not, that wouldn't go. So yeah, I feel like it's faked, enforced hate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just haters being haters. Like, you're hating from your couch. Shut the fuck up. Yes. You don't have anything going for yourself. Sam at Walmart. You don't have. Shut up. You can't sing. Exactly. It doesn't affect you. Be quiet. Know your place.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very, very telling. Yeah, why can't you just recognize her for what she is? Why can't you just be okay with the talent that she is, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of having to, oh, well, she didn't do this. She's not whatever. It's just like, no.
Yeah. It's probably more so because it makes them uncomfortable, you know? Because when somebody is succeeding at life or like having such big wins, you know, and like milestone moments, that really is when people like self-reflect and they're like, okay, what am I doing with my life? And it's how you answer that question that shows who you are as a person, like your character. And if you choose to just spew hate, that's just, it's kind of pathetic. It's you saying like, oh, okay, well, I know I can't do it, but I'm still going to say mean and nasty stuff about people that, one, are being seen, putting themselves out there.
Right.
And then two, such a talent, and I'm not even trying to see that. I just want to hate on it for whatever I can hate on it for, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, people definitely lack critical thinking skills. That's for sure.
Let's bring back critical thinking.
Yeah, seriously.
Come on, girls.
Let's make critical thinking
Come on,
cool
guys.
again. But I mean, that goes for like all the women in the industry. I mean, we were talking about Doechii and Chapel and Charlie XCX. Like,
yes,
it's and even Charlie addresses that in her album, like in her music, "Girl, So Confusing." That's what that song. She says that's what that song is about. Like being pitted against other women in the industry. Like either you have to be best friends or you're enemies. Like there's no in between. We can't just have our own lanes.
Right.
And specifically with her, it was her and Lord, right? Like they make very different music.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
I'm not gonna lie, they kind of do look. Back in the day, I'm not gonna lie, a girl was confusing the two, and I know black people be coming down people's like throats for saying like, hey, we don't all look the same, but I'm sorry, y'all two do kind of favor.
They do look alike very much. Yeah, they do look alike, and they both have like an accent.
Yeah. And they both have like dark aesthetics, you know, like it'd be different if one was like so completely like
hyper pop,
or like
ultra goth.
Yeah, I feel like they've kind of always seemed like mysterious and hot and like alluring and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I can see why people, if they weren't in the loop, like how they could confuse them.
Yeah, and even like you were saying, Beyonce and Rihanna, like Beyonce and Rihanna for some reason always pitted against each other, but I feel like they're different.
They're so different.
They're very different in their artistry.
Yeah,
you know. I feel like Rihanna is kind of more alternative.
Yeah, she gives free spirit for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like, just to talk about Rihanna for a second, like to me that was the first example of like a woman not being hyper feminine. That I was like, okay, I resonate with this. Like watching her, like also just be. She was a woman, but she was just herself, and like she didn't really care about coming off as soft and like what the industry thought was gonna be like the norm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because when you see like pop artists take off in a lot of ways, they're always like the girl next door, like super sweet vibe.
Definitely like how they try to make Britney.
Yeah, super like, oh my gosh, like I love people, like I would do anything. And she's just always been very real. Like, yeah, she has a heart.
She's a little bit punk.
Yeah, but she's also like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I've always really all the music that she makes, it sounds so different sonically to what's normalized that I'm just like, where'd you go, queen? You need to get back on it.
Yeah, I don't think she'll ever come back though.
I don't think so either. But honestly, it makes sense because, like, we were talking about before we started. What is this all for? Like, I eventually want freedom. Like, I want to be able to run around like a crackhead.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what she's doing right now.
Definitely.
She's just vibing and enjoying the life that she's built.
As she should.
Yeah.
As she should. Okay, and you know what? Let's talk about something that I think about now whenever Rihanna comes up.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Have you heard the
jump out the window?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that brings us to like Diddy kind of. So I feel like maybe should we talk about that? Like
honestly, yeah, because that's a big
I want to hear kind of what you think, because in light of all the Diddy stuff, I feel like that has further shifted my view on Hollywood and celebrities, because I feel like honestly, thinking about us doing this episode, I have always loved watching award shows, and like I've always loved, because I wanted to be an actress as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? And I was just telling you now, like maybe I want to get back into acting, because whenever I was in high school, I hated my theater director, so I was like, I can't do acting, like I'm leaving.
Oh, so his hatred for him.
Her. That woman.
And you know what?
Miss Thomas.
Yeah, those okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, was she super like high spirited, like high strung, and always being like, guys?
No, she was she was horrible. She was horrible. Anyways, we're not
gonna
trash rant about Miss Thomas. Oh, I will trash her, but I'm not. That's like a long rant. Okay, that's a long story. That could be a whole episode on its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so I wanted to be an actress. I used to love pop culture, celebrities, and I think maybe COVID was whenever that first shift happened of like I kind of no longer care about celebrities. I don't know, there was just something, right?
That's what I felt too.
About like COVID happening and like something about this weird illusion kind of shifting for everything, you know? Like and the way they acted
during that Pizzagate was huge during that and then Wayfair that was big at that time. And we're not laughing because like we're condoning,
no,
but laughing because there was a lot of shit like happening.
Yeah, so then I just started to care a lot less about celebrities. And now that this whole Diddy thing is coming out and like everyone is involved, everyone is complacent, everyone knew something, everyone, you know, kept their secrets and turned a blind eye, right? It's just so like it's kind of like a little bit earth-shattering because it really like drops the illusion, like really pulled the curtain, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, I want to hear what you think about the whole Diddy thing.
Okay, so like the first time that I had heard about human sex trafficking, I was watching a Pussycat Doll like documentary, and it was said that group was created for sex trafficking. So
yeah, can you explain how? Because I've seen that on TikTok, obviously, but I didn't do a deep dive. I was just like, whatever, probably checks out, you know?
Yeah.
At this point, anything is possible. So tell us about that.
Like how they would sex traffic these women?
Yeah, like the Pussycat Dolls themselves or other women.
See, okay, it never goes into depth about that. It just says that it was created to kind of operate as like a sex trafficking scheme in a way.
Okay.
So Nicole comes out and says like it's a group. There are members, but I'm the only one that sings. So basically all of these people that are standing behind her, they're just lip syncing. Like it's her voice on this track, and then one other, I think her name is Melody or Melanie or something like that. But she is the face and the voice of the group, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if the group was supposed to bring money so that they could, you know, traffic drugs or like other young people into like these sex rings, because that's what it was told originally, that it was they were a part of a sex ring or something like that. And then thinking about R. Kelly, how he was involved in these sex rings too.
Yeah.
Honestly, like growing up watching like R. Kelly and Diddy, I've always kind of been like, y'all don't think this is weird?
Really? Why? Because I didn't pay attention to them growing up. They weren't.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're at school, you know, you hear things.
Okay.
And so, of course, golden showers was brought up, like a 14-year-old. And I was like, that's strange. Like, why is he's still allowed to sing? Like, why is he not in cuffs? Like,
allowed to sing.
And then, of course, because, you know, I grew up in an R&B household, like, listening to Aaliyah. Her getting married at 15 to this man, that's weird. He's still allowed to sing, you know, like it just has never added up. And then just people around Diddy, bad things would always happen. Like they would always mysteriously die.
Yeah, wasn't he friends with Biggie?
Yeah. So it was, so he was a music producer and like also I think maybe his manager or something like that. but
Okay.
I feel like he probably has some.
Why has Diddy lived so many lives?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand like how he's gotten away with hurting so many people,
Yeah.
because I do remember watching Making the Band and being like, I need to be there. Like, that's
Making the
me.
Band. What is that?
You've never seen that? I'm so sorry. I am such an not MTV like hoe, like VH1 hoe.
I watched MTV too, but okay, this sounds familiar. Is it with
It's
Wait, explain it to me because I think I know.
so it's like these different people would come in as candidates, right? They would have to be able to sing and dance.
Oh, I guess I didn't watch this one.
They would audition and keep every week. It's kind of like Americans. I can't speak today. It's kind of like America's Next Top Model, where every week you have to
Okay.
make it through a challenge.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch this.
And so basically, they would make it through these weeks, and at the end of the season, that was the band. So that's how we got Danity Kane. Do you know?
Oh, girl, I
You don't know who that is?
Mm-mm.
We in the car, we ride slow, we doing things that the boys don't do.
Okay.
You know that song?
Yeah.
So they're the people that sing that song. So, but within these episodes, you can kind of see like how he manipulates people. Like he would just pit women against each other. Yeah.
Okay.
He would pit the women against each other, or he would pit the dudes against each other. There would be episodes where the men would be behaving like erratically and like emotionally. And looking back,
he gave them drugs.
yeah, looking back, they talk about like their
Seriously?
encounters and yeah, the sexual assault and everything that he basically
Oh my god.
inflicted on them. But
During
watching
that show?
yes, watching it, people are just like, those people are ungrateful. Like those people are getting an opportunity to sing. Like
What?
yes, and of course I'm watching this super young, not understanding like if somebody's super emotional
so,
like
so
that.
these allegations came out like during the show, or
No, like after, like
how long after?
so when
Recently, or like?
I feel like it's always kind of floated around that Diddy likes to party. Like that's always been
Okay.
the thing that people have said.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been like a underlying meaning, being like, okay, protect yourself around him because he's abusive.
Yeah.
So these kids come in basically with hopes and dreams and wishes, wanting to work, to be a part of this industry, and this
Right.
man kind of exploits them for their naiveness
Right.
and gets off by sexually mutilating them and abusing them.
Oh god.
Yeah. So going back and like just watching these recent interviews that have come out with some of the groups that he's managed, or some of the talents that he's had in his hands,
Mhm.
these people they're super emotional. It's not like, I'm not saying men can't cry, but it's not like men to be super emotive like that
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
somebody's broken them in a way that
Yeah.
shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's I can't even really think about it that much because everything I hear,
It's disgusting.
it's horrible. It's like something I could never even imagine on my own.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, how can one person,
I want to hurt people like that.
how can he be so evil?
Yeah.
It's just, but it's not just him. It's a whole system. And there is a girl on TikTok. And you know what? As I'm saying this, I haven't seen her in a while. So I'm going to check on I'm gonna check on her account.
Bro, we're
after
not
this.
laughing about you being gone. We just,
Yeah,
that is kind of how they do.
I'm gonna check on her account after this because after the whole like quote ban happened, I haven't seen her on my For You page, and I follow her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's just been kind of quiet or if she's been like suppressed, like her account.
Yeah.
Because I don't know her exact backstory, but she has been involved in the industry through her siblings and herself. And
Okay.
I think I want to say that she herself was kind of trafficked to those parties, around those parties.
Yeah.
And she's kind of speaking about it. And she's going beyond. She's doing like an investigation basically.
Oh, as she should.
She's piecing together, finding connections between all of these people. She has like a whole wall full of names all of these names that go up to the top, to like the royal family.
Yeah.
And like the people who are in charge of the countries all over the world.
Yeah.
Right? All of the aristocrats, basically.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just all connected, and Diddy is really just the fall man.
Yeah, I think so.
It goes beyond Diddy. I mean, obviously, Diddy is connected through ABC, Trump, and Epstein, and
There are
XYZ. Those other guys that were arrested, the Abercrombie and Fitch guys.
Yeah.
The Victoria's Secret guy. I don't know their names.
They've been able to do that for so long because they're, like you said, they've had people in high places to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people have known but have been too scared to come forth, because when you think about it, that man had access to his girlfriend's medical care. Like, he would have her housed in a hotel for like days on end so she could recover. And I think that thank God, or just, it's a very good thing that she found the spouse that she did, who encouraged her to want to come forth, because she saved so many people by having the courage to say, like, no, this is what I endured for like 10 years in a relationship with this man. And they articulated it in the lawsuit against him so well, to where it was kind of like sealed. Like, there was no way he was going to be able to just pay his way out of it.
Good.
Which he did. He settled with her. Like, I believe it's $30 million he paid her, which he's not known to do. He doesn't usually pay people their money. So a man that has a record of not being fair in business, and then all of a sudden you want to do right by a woman by paying her $30 million, that's very suspect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He knows that he got caught.
Yeah.
This is the end of the line.
Yeah, and it's the fact that we can't watch the trial, because that's what I want to see. I'm just watching it through the little sketchings and drawings that they're doing right now.
I didn't even know that.
Nope, you can't watch it at all, which is weird, because
very strange.
Yes, I feel like something's gonna happen where they're gonna say he committed suicide in jail or something like that, and he's gonna be living in like Cuba, or he's gonna be like somewhere. Like on an island.
You know what? That's kind of a good point. This censorship right now is scary.
Yeah.
Red flag. Big, big, big red flag is this. Maybe this is pop culture related. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just want everyone to know this. Donald J. Trump has banned, in his administration, has banned AP News. AP News.
Yeah.
From press meetings, Oval Office press meetings at the White House. I think they banned him from the White House.
Yeah.
For not calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
Come on, my guy.
They banned the news media,
Yeah.
AP News. Okay. Obviously, you don't know this.
Yeah, I don't. I'm listening, though.
But whenever you go to journalism school and you learn how to write a news story, you have to use, like, what's it called in school? The writing types.
Oh, I know what you're where you have to quote at the end.
No, but the writing styles, like, there's like Chicago, and there's like APA and like MLA.
Oh, yeah, MLA. Okay. That's the one I'm familiar with.
So for journalism, there's an AP style.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Associated Press. The Associated Press news that they just banned from the White
House.
Oh,
okay,
Associated Press.
Yeah, so it's has such a big imprint in journalism that they have a style of writing that's mirrored after it. Okay, yeah.
The Associated Press. The First Amendment. We have the right to press.
Yeah.
The freedom of press.
So what's their reaction to this? Like, how do they feel about it? Did they put out anything, or like?
I don't know. I didn't check, but they probably have. They probably have put out a statement.
Just
so
knowing,
everyone go look at the AP News' statement about being banned from the White House because they won't call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
And it's such a weird thing to like. I don't understand him either. it feels like one of those things where he's having to do that because he's not going to be able to keep the promises that he told the people that he was going to do. You know, like
What is he doing?
he's not going to be able to lower those prices. So he's like, let me give you guys something that will kind of like shut you guys up. Go from America.
Yeah, like that's such a like it's I don't even know what to say about it because
It's breadcrumbing.
yes,
It's like
yes.
here, damn. This is the best I can do right now.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
No, it is.
That's all I can say.
But honestly, seeing this man in office has really just given me such a confidence boost because it's the fact that if they can let that moron in office do that,
Ellen?
yeah,
Literal.
I
Ellen.
can do anything I set my mind to. I'm not taking no for an answer. I don't care. You literally let a man who's going bald and just chooses to keep that hair, who's deeply spray tanned with a permanent stank face into the White House and has the emotional filter of a 12-year-old. So if he can do it, me too. If he can go after his dreams, so can I.
Oh my god. There is a felon in the White House.
Right. Yeah.
A convicted felon.
Yeah. He's in there like swimwear. Yeah, I keep seeing around where it's like if he's allowed to pursue the most coveted job in America, then felons should be able to have redemption.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they should be able to, which
They should be able to vote.
yeah. They
should
yeah,
get a
you
job.
can run for president, but they can't vote. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole time.
It's so crazy how it works. I'm almost next to sure if it was a person of color, like if it was a black guy that did that,
Oh my
it
god.
would have been slaughtered.
Oh my god. They got mad at Obama for wearing a tan suit.
Yeah.
They got mad at Obama for wearing a tan suit.
Yeah. And I don't know how the Obamas keep their
Donald Trump-
composure because I would
Donald
crash
Trump-
out so bad.
Donald Trump has multiple baby mamas.
Yeah.
Multiple baby mamas.
Yes.
Has filed for bankruptcy multiple times, is a convicted felon,
Check.
has sexual assault allegations.
Absolutely. Ridiculous. All of
If
it's ridiculous.
If that's not
Life's
white
not real.
privilege, if that's not white privilege, girl, I don't know what is.
They're gonna be like,
don't
he
know
got
what
that
it
spot fair and square. He got it fair and square.
Oh no. All right, you know what? Let's pivot away from men
Yeah.
and back to our women. So, okay, we kind of touched on. Do we want to talk about Doechii? Okay,
Yes, we have to.
so full transparency. I do like Doechii. I haven't listened to that much of her discography, but
So
the way I was introduced to Doechii was, what's that song? Fruity cake, fruit cake, blucky.
I don't
something.
know.
Okay, it's like an older song.
I'm not
Okay,
one of those OG fans. I just
Okay.
kind of got on the wave like a year ago.
It's been out for a while because I
Yeah.
know it's been a few years, and it was just that one song, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I guess she started popping up more, and I was like, "Oh, Doechii, I remember her. I like her. She's cool."
Yeah.
And now here she is. She's just like, boom.
Yes.
Sorry, burping.
Always kind of felt like she was going to be big because I think it says more about an artist whenever you can perform very well live.
Mhm.
She is such a naturally gifted performer.
Honestly, I haven't seen her perform live. I know she performed at the Grammys, right?
Yeah, she is such an artist in that way where she actually is giving what it needs to give. Like it has story points. Like it feels like I'm watching a production for real.
Yes, her songs are very much production like.
Did you watch her Tiny Desk?
No, girl.
Bro, Tiny Desk was hate down. Like everything after that has been subpar. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, like, what do you mean the other tiny desks? Or
yeah, because you really, I going back to what we were talking about earlier with my my white mediocrity.
Uh-huh.
Like just kind of seeing how some things are celebrated and then watching somebody that actually does care about their craft. They're not just there to be famous. You can tell that
Right.
she really does, she's really hungry for it. Like she wants to be good at it.
Yeah.
And so I remember the first live performance of hers that I saw was Persuasion, and it was kind of she kind of had like this jazz element to it, and it reminded me of a live performance that Beyonce had did at one point.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know who this lady is.
Ah, really?
I'm unfamiliar with her, but when it's her time, like
Uh-huh.
she's gonna blow them all out of the water, because again, it's like the soft falsettos and just skipping around on stage, and this woman, she literally is right now being accused of lip syncing because she did so well live
Oh.
that people are like, oh, this can't be real. Like there's no way you
Oh.
did this live.
Right.
And she's like, guys, the other voice that you hear is my DJ. I did a somersault, because she does a back, like a flip in the air.
Uh-huh.
She's like, I couldn't have the mic on while
Yeah.
I was doing a somersault.
Yeah.
And I guess that's when you know that you're good, when people are coming out being haters like that for no
Yeah,
reason. Like,
Obviously.
but yeah, just to kind of see how serious she is about her craft and how good she is at it already, and this is just like the beginning. I'm scared for him. I'm really scared for y'all.
Yeah.
Somebody might lose a job.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess Chapel's kind of the same way, right? Like she's
Yes.
obviously she cares about her craft, and that has translated, like you were saying, like authenticity is hot right now.
Yeah.
You know, that's, and I think honestly TikTok and social media has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like TikTok more so
Yeah.
than other social media platforms, because I think that's like you can relate, you can put your art there, and you can also put yourself there.
Yeah.
So yeah, people want to see the artist, right? And they want to know the story behind the art itself.
Yeah.
I think, because for me, whenever I listen to music, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about like what the artist was, what they were thinking about whenever they were writing this or making this, or you know, what is this about to them,
Right.
you know? So I think that's fun to know, and I think now that our artists are so accessible to us, we can ask them kind of more directly, or they have a platform where they can tell us more directly about
Yeah.
what their art is.
Yeah.
You know?
Which that can be a good thing or a bad thing.
Definitely. Yeah, of course.
I think with Doechii and Chapel, I think they both have authenticity, but in two very different ways. I feel like Doechii is like, I'm gonna perfect this. Like I'm gonna work at making it as precise as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, Chapel was more like, my heart needs to be in this. Like I need to have something that I stand for. Like even when you hear her sing, like her voice has an emotional ping to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I sometimes it makes me emotional listening to her live performances, because
Chapel?
yeah,
Yeah.
she does such a good job of being there in the moment with her music and just writing from where she's currently at.
Yeah, her music, you can very much, you can hear her story
Yeah.
and hear where she's at. And that, I think that's why I've gotten better now. But whenever, I don't know, whenever I first like started to really like hear Pink Pony Club, every
Yes.
time I would hear it, I would just cry, because like I relate to it so much. Like
Yes.
I hear this thing calling me, and it might ruffle some feathers with like back home, you know?
Yes.
And but it's like I need to be there. I need to be with my people on my stage.
Yeah, she put out a little doc
Mhm.
with Hulu here recently, and
Oh, really?
she's really educated. Like I really love listening to her talk.
Obviously, she is. And people attack her so much
Yeah,
for being educated. They like try to pick at her so much. And I realized that after her Grammy speech, whenever she was asking for health care.
right.
She was asking for health care as an employee or whatever. Like, they wanted to get into the semantics of employee. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, are you serious right now? Can we not just acknowledge the fact that
she's using her platform for
she's
something
using
better.
her platform, and we live in a country, we live in the richest country in the world, and we don't have a universal health care. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Like, shut up.
yeah.
She's asking for
Yes.
something that we should all
have
have.
access to. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I think that she tries to do it right, you know, and then she's attacked for it.
Yeah.
But then if she were quiet, then people would be like, "You're not using it." It's a lose-lose either way.
No, like, yeah, people can never be happy.
Yeah.
I guess you're never going to satisfy everyone.
No.
Because here we are. I'm praising her. I'm giving her praise for
Right.
using her platform.
Yeah.
But there are haters out there, obviously. Whoever wrote that Variety article. Yeah.
No, so she talks about like her it's very cool to hear her journey of selfhood and her journey of finding herself as a young woman, because I feel like regardless of if you identify as gay or not, you can relate to what it is that she's saying, because there are kind of these labels that are put upon you, like in the beginning.
Mhm.
And she talks about growing up super religious, which I really related to.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, I don't know, I just never really resonated with that.
Right.
I never really jived with that. I felt kind of like I didn't fit in.
Yeah.
And I was like, bitch, is you one of us? So, yeah, I would hear her talk about like her projects and just hear her persona of Chapel, and she seems so down to earth, because it's not like, oh, I'm the Chapel Rowan. Like,
Yeah.
this is somebody I created so I can feel comfortable working on these projects and also just have separation from it, because if not, I'll lose myself. And so, yeah, I feel like she is an artist. Like, she's such a beautiful little soul.
She is. Oh, excuse me. She is, and you can see that in her performance, like, and her fashion.
Yeah.
Like, people wanted to hate on her little Grammys outfit, but I'm like, obviously you guys are boring and you don't understand art. You don't understand art at all.
Literally, the people at my job, because they're all old in their
so
mid.
boring.
One of them was like, one of them was like, there was a person there dressed like a
and she was, and what about it?
So then I was like, no, it's because she does the white face, because she said that back in the day when she was in school, the people at her school would call the gays clowns. Okay. And so this was kind of her like being like, I'm taking my power back. And I was
look
as
where this
you
clown
should.
is. Look where this clown is.
This clown is making money and making
on the
hits
stage at the Grammys. Hello.
Yeah. So yeah,
This clown is on the stage at the Grammys.
Yes.
Check it.
And honestly, like, I feel like I don't really resonate with anyone right now besides her, which is so.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like she's getting it right. I don't know if it's more so like she's coming from the heart, or if we're just kind of in similar journeys where it's like, I'm not just this, I'm whatever I choose to be, and so many more things on top of that. So
yeah, and always we want our art to reflect what's going on in our lives, in the world. And I think that is a good little segue into Mr. Kendrick Lamar and his halftime performance. And I think we'll kind of end on this last little point.
Yeah.
talking about him because so we record this on Sundays. And so last Sunday was whenever he was the Super Bowl, and that's when he performed.
Yeah.
So it's, obviously been a week and people have talked about it and seen it by now.
Right.
And I'm gonna admit I haven't seen it all the way through. I've just seen bits and pieces on TikTok, but like, I mean, I get the message. I understand like where he was coming from, and there's so much symbolism. Like, like we were saying, he's a storyteller. He's a storyteller.
Yeah.
He's an artist. Sorry, yeah, Zeus.
Girl, I was like, Joss?
No.
I didn't see her over there, so I was like,
The dog is eating. He is an artist.
Yeah, he is.
He is a storyteller. Yeah, just the way that he used his platform.
Yeah.
And always uses his platform, but especially now. And even so, it was the Super Bowl. It was the halftime show. It was, Stupid Orange Man was there. Like, a big moment for white America.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is a big moment in our mainstream American culture.
Right. Did you know they took down the end racism banners that were on the field that they had since 2020?
Well, they got rid of DEI. So
Oh!
why do we need them?
You know what? You're actually right.
Why do we need them? Those posters.
Actually, we can practice racism outwardly. Ouch.
Exactly. So, yeah, for him to use his platform in that way at this time in February, during Black History Month, after Donald Trump used his first 10 days in office to do horrible things already.
Right.
His whole motive, the whole direction of where his administration is going, like, that is what you want your art to be. You want your art to be a big FU to the injustice that is going on.
Yeah, and historically that's what artists were.
Yeah.
Actually, they were like activists that used their creative venues and vehicles to display a message. And I'm very glad that we're seeing it now. I'm not saying it hasn't been done before, but
yeah,
actually, like, watching it, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing somebody stand for something in that industry.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's probably why he is so low-key. And I actually want to give him props because he's not like the other rappers. Like, the other rappers jump around on stage like toddlers. This one actually performs. This one actually has sets that are built. He
gives a show.
He gives what the girls are giving.
Oh my God, yes.
So I'm not mad at Kendrick.
A production.
Yeah, I love this man. He's my favorite rapper. Like, I love him so much.
Yeah.
Just, you can put on his music, and even if you've never been through what this man has been through, you can put yourself in that environment and just hear the storytelling, like, visualize what it is that he's speaking on. And he does it in such a way that is witty and is funny and also very, like, intelligent. Like, he's really good. And I feel like he's been humble for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
And he's stayed in his own lane. He hasn't stirred up too much trouble for people. But I'm like, it's time. You bitches had it coming.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing from him now, especially with this whole beef with Drake.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm so glad that he used that time to do what he did.
Yeah.
And I know that probably a lot of people didn't understand it.
I don't think it's that. I feel like people just choose not to understand it.
Exactly.
Because it's very loud. It's very in your face.
Oh, yes.
If you've ever gone to school, if you've ever been in the world, you know the references that he was talking about. That's like, you know what it is that I hate about racist and, like, people that I encounter that are like, when I talk about racism and
Uh-huh.
modern day racism,
Right.
they're like, but you didn't have to go through that. What do you mean? There are microaggressions that I have to literally fight the urge every single day not to crash out, because if I do, then you'll just label me the angry black woman stereotype.
Yeah.
So it's literally like feeling defenseless in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to play the game,
Yeah.
like he says.
Yeah.
To get your freedom, your personal freedom, because in a lot of ways, yeah, you can try to not look at yourself as just a human being with the skin color that it is that you're wrapped in, but you're always going to have somebody mirroring back to you what they think of you,
Yeah.
regardless of what you think of yourself.
Yeah.
So he ate.
Honestly, he really did. Yeah. Yeah. It was very powerful.
Yeah.
And even I mean I don't know, I kind of regret now. I kind of wish that we would have watched it live, because I think I saw on TikTok that there was like maybe some censorship with some things that happened, because
Yeah.
even my little blip that I know is that someone raised a Palestinian flag and that got cut and that person got arrested,
Yeah.
which is insane. Insane. Like, that's also another censorship red flag right there. Like, what is that about?
Because it kind of is like, what is this all for? You know, like, yeah, we're voicing our opinions, and we are fighting for what we truly believe in, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like the wrong people are in charge. Like,
yeah,
why?
very much so.
I don't know how to like win. You know, like how do we win?
Yeah, right.
How do we get people to see that, hey baby, how do we get people to see that just because it's not taking place in your circle or happening to you doesn't mean that it's not important to talk about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because I think that's what it is. People are just like, oh, that doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, that's over there.
Yeah.
Like, that has nothing to do with me. And I'm like, oh, you like don't have any regard for human life, you
Right.
weirdo.
Yeah.
So it's very weird. I don't understand like how people have lost empathy. Like, people don't feel anything for anybody outside of themselves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the same grace and mercy that you want extended to you in your day-to-day time, in your day-to-day life,
Yeah.
you can just as easily give it to somebody else by just being kind, by being understanding, by listening to stories that don't affect you.
Yeah, like it is weird. Zeus, stop.
Maybe.
It is weird to I guess to be a hater for no reason, or to
just
like,
choose hate.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
choose evil. It's so
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, to just it's weird to be racist, I guess.
Yeah, but honestly, it makes sense, because I had this conversation once with my dad when I was in high school, and it was like, hey, do you think we'll ever know what it's like to not experience racism? He was like, no, because it's taught. You're not born with it. Like, these people
Yeah.
have brainwashed their children into thinking that they're better than other
Definitely.
backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
So then you have to look, why would I need to feel superior or lie to myself in a certain way to make me feel better about being around other ethnic groups unless I was doing wrong by these people?
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to be some type of, what's it called? It's like, it's some sort of way of us putting ourselves on a pedestal so that we can't view them like us, because if we see them like us, we'll see them like humans, and if we see them like humans, we'll have to do right by them.
yeah, like why is there a need to feel superior?
Yeah. And I don't think they want I don't think they want to do right. I think
They
that they
don't.
want. Have you seen that one saying that the oppressors are so hell bent on doing wrong because they're scared to become the oppressed.
Yeah.
I was like, but that's right. Because why are you so mean and hateful and
Mhm.
spiteful and just choose to like not see people outside of yourself as actual people with stories?
I know.
It's weird.
It is weird.
Can I bring up a situation really quick?
We may never know. Yeah, tell us.
So, okay, this past weekend, my sister, she's been coaching this little league team because my niece plays, right?
Okay.
So during this event, these my sister is 5'3", you guys. She's very short. She's a very petite
Okay.
woman. So, and she looks like a little girl in like a lot of ways. So, of course, because it's a small town, these people don't have anything going right now. Like they're just living their lives vicariously through their kids. Because
Okay.
that's kind of what it is in a small town. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you
They don't have any hobbies.
if they don't
besides
have
their
hobbies,
children.
their hobbies are their kids.
Right,
like
right.
hauling every weekend to go to whatever sports event.
Yeah. Okay.
So, there was something that was taking place that was not fair, and my sister, very assertive, very like direct, was like, no, you can't do that, that's not right, and we need to teach these kids how to win games fairly. Like if we're going to be doing this as the adults, we need to be fair all the way around.
Right.
And unfortunately it was a all like white team versus an all black team.
Okay.
And so I only say that to say the families that were in the stands were representative of the players on the court, right? And so these are members of the community, like people on the school board, people that are like of importance in our little tiny town that has one stoplight. So she says like, no, this isn't fair. And one of the guys on the team turns around and tells her, shut the F up. Yes, and was about to come out of the stands. And literally, my sister, like, I'm not gonna lie, she is a little firecracker, especially when it comes to her daughter. So, this past week, like the week before, the guy had called my niece dumb. Like he literally was like, "Take the ball from her. She's dumb."
Who is this guy?
He's a member of the school board. He's somebody of importance in that town, but for some reason forgot that what you yell, you can't
For
just.
some reason forgot.
Yeah, and
Wait,
so
is it a white man?
yes.
Oh.
And so literally there are people in the audience, the stands that are like, because she starts arguing back with him, being like, black people are so ignorant. Black people are so ignorant, but not seeing how two men yelling at her provoked her to stand up for her child. Because she's a mother first.
Wait, they told her that?
Yeah, she went over. Okay, so what happened was the teams are super young kids, right? So it's a basketball game.
Okay.
So the whole season they have not shot free throws. Like these kids have literally it looks like they've been playing football. So my niece is 5, and the group of girls that they've been playing are like second graders, third graders.
Okay.
And so last week, one of the girls had elbowed her like really hard.
Yeah.
But they're not calling fouls. Like they're just letting them fight. And the parents in the stands are like, get her, like not teaching their kids to be good sportsmen.
Right.
And my sister's just like, my sister said, she turned around and said, I don't know whose child that is, but the next person whose child lays their hand on my child, I'm going to fight the parent. And nobody touched her child after that. And I feel like, hey, maybe sometimes you do have to stand on business like that as a mom, because if the parents aren't teaching their kids to be good kids, she can't fight the kid.
It just sucks that like she has to do that though.
Yeah.
Like, she shouldn't have to do that.
She shouldn't.
The other parents should just know. They should just be adults and just know better.
But honestly, that's what I'm saying. Growing up in a small town, you really are in a cult. Like, you really do not realize how dumb the adults are until you make it out.
I feel like it's because they never grow up.
They are like 5-year
They-
olds in a body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they grow up physically but never mentally.
Yeah. So this week, the same guy she starts talking to the ref and the guy that's over the basketball, and she's like, hey, that's not fair. Like, we're not, and they were winning. This is the first game that the girls have won.
Uh-huh.
And so she was like, we're not going to do that because they can't take losses, right? Because the super board person basically starts yelling at the guy that's over the basketball tournaments and was like, hey, you need to make them free, like shoot for free throws because they were losing really badly.
Yeah.
But they were being sore losers. So my sister was like, no, my girls are winning. We haven't done that the whole season. Like, we're not going to start doing that just because somebody's here. Like, the same rules that we've had the whole time, we need to have that. Like, you don't just get to come in making rules because you don't like the way that the game's going.
Right.
And so the dude that was talking to her, like the guy over the basketball, he starts yelling at her, and then people from the stands start yelling at her, like the guy on the school board. And then yes, so then after all of this happens, right, they call the police on her first. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, but luckily enough, like, people were recording, so it wasn't going to end the way that they thought it was going to end, because somebody had footage of you basically baiting this woman and then provoking her.
Yeah, okay.
And so at the end of this, we had a conversation, and I was like, I'm almost next to sure that wouldn't have happened if you were white. Like,
no, seriously,
it would not have, because you would have been
cops
viewed
on her.
Yeah, because he literally said, they said,
dude, they call the cops for everything.
Yeah, literally called her ignorant, called her a B word, called her all out of her name, was in her face, and my mom was like,
and all this was on video.
Yes.
Good.
My mom was like, we've never been in any of the other the fans' faces, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the fact that you're in her face when she's like a 25-year-old woman and you guys are grown men, that's weird. And I said it would not have happened if he was the right race.
Yeah.
Because they would have viewed her as a young lady, not as just somebody less than her that's ignorant.
Right.
But you provoked a mother to protect her child, so that's what she was doing.
Yeah, exactly. And like, she was trying to be fair. Why don't they want to be fair? Why are they literally children?
But it ties back into this, like, it's only fun when they're winning. It's not fun when they have to sit with their feelings of inferiority.
Yeah.
Because I've been reading this one book that's called Untamed, and it talks about this white writer, and she's an activist, and she talks about how weird she felt when she first started being an activist, because she realized she wasn't doing enough as a white woman.
Okay.
But then people were like, oh my gosh, you need to like stay in your lane. And her first thing was to ball up and cry.
Okay. And
she was like, oh, I'm crying because I'm emotionally uncomfortable, but these people face uncomfortability every single day.
Right.
So am I being a performative activist, or am I really an activist that cares enough about people outside of myself to be like, okay, the same level of uncomfortability that other people face, I'm also capable of facing, regardless of the experiences that have been tailored and catered to me.
Right.
So
yeah, she was able to step outside of herself,
yeah,
I guess, and analyze her motives, where she was coming from.
Yeah.
That's good. It takes a lot to do that.
It does. Especially, I'm not saying that white people can't be capable of doing it. I just kind of always am wondering, like, what's the motive sometimes too.
Yeah, like white guilt.
Yeah, which I don't think that they should feel guilty. I mean, I feel like it is what it is. Like, you're born who you are. But I think that sometimes you do kind of wonder, like, is this for likes and clicks, or like are you really about it? Like, are you in the thick of it with them, like talking about ways to be a better ally?
Or are you going to defend them whenever they're not there?
Yeah, if it comes up in a room with your relatives, what do you say?
Exactly.
So that's the only thing.
Are you a true ally?
Yeah, I feel like, and I feel like as a Black woman, I also ask myself that too, because yeah, there are other communities outside the Black community, of course, you know. I feel like we've like rambled on. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I feel like there are other communities outside of the Black community, of course. And I just try really hard to educate myself, but sometimes I am kind of like, am I overstepping right here? Like right now, am I saying the wrong thing, or like what should I do? You know what I mean? So I can understand how they feel.
And I think that's good, though. I think that's a good start. I think that as long as you are always trying to educate yourself and always trying to listen to the people from that community, you're, at least doing that. Like, just listen to what they have to say. And I think, like, an example I have is, like, the trans community. Obviously, I'm not trans, and that's not an experience that I can relate to personally, but I can see that that's not an easy life to live, but all I can do is listen to them and listen to their experience and what they have to say about who they are and how they live. Right? So yeah, I just think that as long as you can do that, you're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing the work.
Yeah,
I did read the Mother Dog.
The Mother Dog?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The lesbian dog?
Oh.
Is that what it's called?
You're funny. I don't know the lesbian master dog. I don't know.
Oh yeah, master dog. I just made that up. It's not called the Mother Dog. It's called the Master Dog.
The Mother Dog.
Yeah,
You're so funny.
I try to like see from all angles of a situation or perspectives in different lifestyles outside of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I don't really know, I feel like I'm just a woman that is an active hobbyist over here. I'm not like, oh, I'm for men, because right now I really don't like those people. But I feel like probably the gay community is the one that I resonate with the most.
Yeah.
Just because they're, what you see is what you get. Like, I'm free spirit enough to just live in my truth and just be authentic and not give a if people like me or not. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure when we do get monetized, we can keep it.
No, I mean, cussing is okay.
Oh, okay.
I guess. I don't know.
After the first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, don't swear. But yeah.
No.
I feel like, going back to pop culture, I feel like it's not discussed, but gay culture is pop culture.
Oh, very much so. I mean, yeah, and exactly.
Yeah.
Like, gay men, the queer community are Beyonce's biggest supporters.
Yeah.
I mean, go to a drag show. Like, I bet you $100 right now you will hear at least one Beyonce song.
Yeah. She ain't no diva.
No, for real. Like, we love Beyonce. We love Gaga. Ariana Grande, like all of the
them.
pop girlies, all
the pop girlies also have common sense to be like, yes, these are my people.
They know.
Gay people are my people.
Yeah.
I would not operate without them.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah, I really do. I love the makeup. I love the music. I love the people. Like, they really do seem like real ass people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not any like, let me act like I'm better than
exactly people. Yeah, I mean, there definitely are those gays.
Oh, maybe I just haven't. I've always encountered like really.
Well, it's the
really
white gays.
chill.
It's the white gays.
Oh, the white gays that are too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've never had one of those in my circle. Just blacks and Hispanic.
Yeah.
And you guys, that
might be the end.
might be the end. Honestly, I feel like this has been such a journey. It feels like we're already really comfortable as friends, but this was just being in front of this camera has always like given me anxiety, and I feel like now I'm like,
Really? You feel relaxed?
Yeah, I can feel like my personality actually showing.
That's good.
Yeah. This. Oh, go ahead, babe.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I feel more relaxed. I feel excited to film now.
Yeah.
Our first episode, I was like, I was kind of like camera shy. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, let's just jump. We can figure it out as we go.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like me and Maya have like two very uniquely tailored personalities.
Oh yeah.
Which like there are people out there that are funny. But I feel like not like us.
Really?
Well, yeah, I feel like in the
hype us up.
Yeah, I feel like in the communities that we like to watch that are like real people that have real topics, of course they're witty because they're smart and they're funny. But in like this red pill culture, like the girls that are like girling right now, like it's not giving what I feel like our podcast is gonna give.
Okay.
Which is like me saying like I'm not like other girls.
Right.
But
right. Because we're not.
No, I don't think we are. I really don't. I like honestly, genuinely, when I think about encountering other people, I do really feel like our conversations are kind of like
elevated.
Yeah. Elevated and then sometimes word vomit.
Interesting.
Yeah, honestly, you don't know where we're gonna go with it.
Not even just elevated. Sometimes maybe more just fun. I just feel like so many people are so boring. Like they just don't have fun in life
because
like,
they take it too serious.
Yes, why can't we just joke around?
Yeah,
it's funny, haha.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes
haha.
Maya be laughing a little too hard at stuff.
Oh really?
And then I'll be like, that's not funny. And then, because like when you don't know how somebody's gonna react to something, so I'll be like, Maya. She's like, no, we need to laugh.
Okay. And I've gotten in trouble for that because I feel like Bree gets at me. She's like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, bitch, because I'm sorry.
Need to.
No, I need to. It really is a coping mechanism, and it does make me feel kind of awkward. Like whenever I'm the only one who laughs at something that you probably shouldn't laugh at, but like, I don't know. That's just me, and I'm sorry. I'm just gonna apologize right now.
No, I feel like, I feel like I laugh too in like nervous situations, or like when somebody's mad at me too. Like it will be like the most inappropriate times to laugh, but it's usually where I'm like, I don't know, because I want to laugh, but at the same time I'm like, girl, you better not laugh because these people are probably gonna be like, this bitch don't have a heart. So I'm like, okay, how can I consider this person?
Right.
Yeah. Like sometimes when girls are like, oh, this guy broke up with me, and you see like it's a dude that literally looks like a sloth, and you're trying to be there for your friend, but it's very funny and you're trying not to laugh. You're like, girl, you can do better.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you. Next.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for letting me ramble and rant and just kind of go off the rails because we were supposed to be at an hour today.
We almost were, and then we started rambling.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, girl.